Hi, welcome back to Wellness Tank. In the previous episode, we did explore eye health with a modern lens. We had discussions with an expert ophthalmologist and we understood the importance of eye care and also the kind of conditions that people suffer from. Today, we are going to actually understand the eye health in terms of the holistic view. And what better than having an Ayurveda physician, Dr. Aishwarya, with me, who's going to discuss the Ayurveda and eye healthcare through the lens of Ayurveda. So, welcome to the show, Dr. Aishwarya.
Thank you.
Yeah, and today, if you see, it's an interesting topic we're going to talk about is eye health and eye care. And Ayurveda, I'm sure, had a very important position for eye care and did explore the possibilities in which one could take care of his eyes, because it's the sight that is the most important among the sense organs that is one needs to take care of.
Yes, definitely. Any topic you choose, you will find something related to it in Ayurveda. It has mentioned a separate branch of ophthalmology called Shalakya Tantra, which includes ear, nose, throat, and even eyes. So it has mentioned a lot of preventive measures as well as curative treatments for the eye health.
So, how does this ancient system of medicine, that's Ayurveda, have any connection with eye care? And what does a kind of discipline, because Ayurveda is a disciplined sign. So, what kind of role does Ayurveda play in making sure that we have a disciplined life in taking care of your eyes and the health of your eyes?
Okay, so Ayurveda suggested daily routines and everything to make sure that you live a healthy life first. The second is preventing any kind of disorders. And third is when even in spite of this, you do suffer from any disorder, then how to cure it. So the same goes for eyes also. It is usually very neglected. Like we wash our face daily, but how many times do we wash our eyes properly? So we need to take into account every part of your body, and there are some measures that you need to do to prevent those disorders. Like even for eyes, washing your eyes with Triphala decoction. Ayurveda has mentioned cleansing of your eyes, like including this eye wash cup. If you fill this with Triphala decoction, you place it on your eyes and blink in it. You throw away the decoction, again put a fresh decoction in it and wash your eyes with it. Do this 2-3 times daily and rinse your eyes. It will help in combating a lot of eye disorders, which will be very useful to inculcate this in your daily regime.
So, can I see that, Dr. Aishwarya? You're
Sure.
saying this is an eye wash cup, right?
Yes,
So, you said you make a decoction of Triphala.
Triphala.
So, how do you make that decoction?
Okay, so you either get the Triphala fruits in the market or you get a ready-made Triphala powder mixed. So you can use this powder form, take 1 tablespoon, add a 1 cup of water to it, boil it and strain it. So you can use this water in a lukewarm form to wash your eyes.
So you just fill this up with that Triphala, decoction,
Yes.
water, and then I just place it like this.
Yes. You just dip your
Eye
eyeball
in
in it.
and then
and-
I raise my, and then I open my eyes and close my eyes, right?
Yes. Blink
Wow.
in that water.
So will this help?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
It will remove all the dirt particles, the dust, or even the dirt that comes out from your eyes. Then it will get cleansed properly and it will help combat any kind of disorders that might come with it, like bacterial infections or viral infections.
So Triphala basically would work on all 3 doshas, right?
Yes.
So that is why it's the best way and the safest way to protect your eyes,
Eyes.
a preventive routine, you can say, that one can engage. And this is easily available?
Yes.
Okay.
Very
In the market, you can go to a pharmacist and buy an eye wash cup. And Triphala powder, I'm sure, is also very easily available.
Yes.
So people can, with a simple routine like washing their eyes with Triphala decoction, can actually not only prevent but also improve the eyesight.
Yes. Sure. I will even suggest that you can take Triphala powder along with 1 tablespoon of honey every day at night.
Wow.
This will help prevent any kind of disorders.
So when you talk about Ayurveda, we definitely will talk about doshas. What kind of doshas affect the eyes, and what is anything to do with doshas and eyes? Is
Eyes.
there any relationship?
Yes, sure. Doshas are present everywhere in the body. It depends on where it is present. Like in eyes, we have a pitta called alochak pitta. So any kind of pitta aggravating food you take, like oily, spicy, so this food is going to affect you. It will increase the pitta even in your eyes. You will notice redness of your eyes or dryness, and you feel heat inside your eyeballs sometimes. So this can be. So it is the alochak pitta that is present in the eyes, which we will try to combat it through pitta shaman foods, which means that you should not aggravate your pitta by eating oily or spicy kind of food. So we'll talk about the diet later. This is what you should keep in mind, that your eyes are basically affected by kapha and pitta.
So diet does affect your eyesight.
Yes, definitely.
So nutrition also would be playing a very important role in that.
Definitely.
Okay. So now when you look at modern times, the challenges that the eye goes through, in those days, 2,500 years ago, light was just the light of the sun and the fire, the lamp, right? But today, with we modernizing ourselves, we have light of tube lights, and then we have the whole night is also a day now, right? So people work on computers. The screen throws out light, this UV light that affects the eyes. It's so much TV. The light kind of impact on the eyes is overwhelming, and I'm sure that is the reason that today, even at an early age, children are having eyesight problems. And you see most of them are on spectacles. So these challenges, what is your take on these modern challenges that we face, and how do we actually go ahead preventing it?
Yes, basically there are so many factors that affect your eyesight, starting from the external factors like the dust, pollution, UV rays from the sun also affect, especially screen time. If I say, in the modern times, we are using screen a lot. Even in dim lights, people use their phones at night time.
Yeah.
So it causes strain on your eyes, leading to, the eye is overworking, which it is not supposed to do. So it needs rest. Even at night time, you're awake at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. and you're using your eyes to read something, then it is definitely going to cause problems in the future. And that's what leads to spectacles, which now people are trying to avoid.
I don't think so. It's become a style. People think that if you don't have specs, it's become a problem. But I strongly believe that it's something to do with your habits that you cultivate. And screen time, as you said, it's become such a big problem. People, even before they go to sleep, even they continuously keep on watching the phone.
Yes.
They're watching onto the reels and all those things. And that kind of light in the night is definitely going to affect your rods and cones. These are the cells that absorb the light, and your retina definitely gets affected when it's overwhelmed with so much work. So how does one address such challenges in perspective of the Ayurveda lens?
Okay, so Ayurveda suggests some things that these are the causes for your eyes to weaken, like your eyesight reduces and causes issues later. So to try to inculcate these good habits in you, that you shouldn't read in a moving vehicle as well. So because you are moving, you are trying to adjust, your lens keeps on shifting to read the words. Don't read too small or too big letters continuously, because you try to concentrate on that. It affects your mind also, ultimately your eyes also. Try to avoid sun exposure. Make use of some sunglasses. Use an umbrella. That's what ancient times people used to do, because they always had an umbrella. It was to avoid that direct light going into your eyes. So it it was a preventive measure. So
when I was young and I used to go on a bike, so I used to never wear my helmet. I used to not wear any glares. So those small particles used to hit my eyes, and I used to always feel that, kind of all the dust particles hitting my eyes, and I used to have this kind of mucus here. In the morning, again, a lot of mucus in my eyes. And I never realized I was actually hurting my eyes every time I was going on the bike. Till I went and saw an ophthalmologist, when he told me that you have already damaged your cornea and there are these small injuries that you have caused to the eye. At that time, I realized even going on a bike without taking care was damaging my eyes.
Yes. Some people have this habit. Like, I have known a person who tries to rub his eyes so badly. I thought now he's almost about to push his eyeball inside. So avoid doing that. You're putting so much pressure. An eyeball is very a soft organ.
Mhm.
So try not to damage it yourself at least. If you find any dust particle that has gone inside your eyes, you can just use the decoction like I told. You
Mhm.
can just rinse your eyes and it will come off. Or even the use of collyrium, like kajal. Make use of herbal kajal like Triphala collyrium, which will not only just prevent all the disorders, but it will also help maintain your good eyesight. You're supposed to start with the base of the nose and take it outside.
So what is kajal and how does that help? You say
Ka-
call it collyrium, right?
Collyrium, yes.
So collyrium is basically what? It's the soot
Yes, it's the soot.
of a burning lamp made
Yes.
out of butter. What do you say?
Clarified butter.
Clarified
you use the
butter.
clarified
Ghee.
butter, ghee.
Ah.
You light a lamp with it and you cover with a lid. So whatever black colored
Soot.
soot that
You collect that and then
that, yeah,
you mix it with ghee
ghee
and you
yes,
prepare your.
your
How
own
does
kajal.
that help?
So that is going to help remove any
Because
infections.
I think carbon has this habit of absorbing all the
absorbing. Yes,
impurities. So
exactly.
very smartly done, huh? Then you put it into your eyes, but then does your eyes burn?
No. Basically, it even soothes your eyes. So it is
Oh.
a cool effect because your eyes are called like tejomay.
Uh-huh.
It is like a fire
Mhm.
because of which you have this eyesight. So you need to keep it cool, and that's what the Triphala
And in Indian houses, when the child is born or something, that is the practice that even it's done today, right? They put kajal and then a little kajal here so that kisi ki nazar na lage. Na? So,
yes.
oh, that's how important it is. Okay, so while these are you gave us two tips. One is to use an eye wash cup with Triphala decoction to wash your eyes. Second, I think you have that is the.
This is the collyrium.
Okay, and
which
this is kajal,
has been prepared. So
okay, this is prepared at home or it can be
yes.
prepared at home also, right?
It can be prepared. You can
Okay,
prepare.
yeah. So it smells with ghee in it. Yeah. So it's okay. Yeah, and maybe everybody can see. And this you apply into your eyes, right? Yeah. And this is for preventive as well as
Preventive
curative,
measures.
therapeutic
Yes.
also.
Therapeutic.
Okay, and it even people use it for cosmetic reasons, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, to beautify. Every girl applies kajal. So it is better to use herbal kajals than any chemical-based formulations because it is definitely going to affect your eyesight. So prefer using herbal formulations. That would be much better.
And I have seen this in the spa. They put some cut cucumber. How does that help? Is that also an Ayurveda remedy or it's a spa?
No, I think it's a spa remedy. But
okay.
yes, definitely it is to keep your eyes cool because you feel the strain release, like the stress is released. So it helps. But definitely you can eat the cucumber to for good eyesight.
So now that you're saying eating the cucumber, is there any kind of particular food or nutrition that one has to can take so that he can improve his eye health or even eyesight?
Yes, there are so many foods that are good for your eyes, especially starting with amla. Indian gooseberry is the best for your eyes because it is a pitta shaman dravya. It is going to reduce your pitta, whatever inflammation you have, that also will be reduced because of the gooseberry. So taking it in any kind of form, whether it is a juice form or even the candy, you get amla candy. So you can start taking that in your diet. It will help with your eye problems. Then there is Triphala. You can even use yams. There are many other foods that you can use.
So now when you're talking about food, I'm sure food does affect your eyesight because when you eat something too spicy, hot, your eyes start, actually becoming red and watery. And then if a person is drunk a lot, you see his eyes can show up because he again gets inflamed.
Yes.
Then not only on the body side, even mentally, if somebody is angry, his eyes suddenly show up his anger in terms of getting red.
Yes.
So is the eyes an organ that is like a mirror to your inner health?
Yes, sure. I think I remember William Shakespeare quoting this, that your eyes are the
kind of mirror
to your soul.
I think definitely to your for what you're thinking, your eyes can say,
Say yes.
Yeah, and
But yes, we can relate this to psychology as well, because see, when you're angry, you can see that the person is angry with the look in his eyes. They turn red, or yeah, even when you're too happy, your eyes start watering. Even if you're sad, your eyes start watering. So definitely, it is reflecting.
But
what
this
is
watering
happening.
of the eyes is basically the lacrimal glands secreting the tears, which is
Yes.
nothing but again saline water that passes continuously over your eyes and then to your nasolacrimal duct into your nose, maintaining the moisture within your nasal cavity also.
Yes.
That's definitely the physiological part that tears play. But sometimes these tears can flow, as you said, in joy or in pain. But every time it flows, is it good for the eyes or it's not good for the eyes?
It is good in normal amount, because that helps to lubricate your eyes.
Uh-huh.
Because if you don't have enough lubrication, your eyes will be dry. It will itch. And
That's exactly what I was
yes.
going to come up. So there are these challenges that we have with eyes, is basically the dry eyes.
Yes.
Then sometimes you have an infection like conjunctivitis.
Conjunctivitis.
Then over a period of time, as a part of aging, like you have cataract. So many challenges, not only in the eyes, but also the you can see below the eyes having those dark circles. I think that then you have these crow feet here with the signs of aging, and people are trying to do so many things like going for Botox, okay, trying to do all those therapies to make sure that their dark circle is gone. So how in Ayurveda one would lead or have a particular routine so that they can actually even go therapeutically to cure these conditions? Is that any possible?
Yes, for dry eye syndrome especially, we do this netra tarpan, which is like hydrating your eyes, which most people should do, because dry eyes are mostly caused because of the overexposure to even wind. If you're continuously driving on the vehicle, even because of that wind, your eyes become dry. Or like I said, exposure to screen time. So because of the dry eyes, you need to lubricate your eyes. And since tears are not going to keep on lubricating it, what you can do is for the Netra Tarpan, I remember in my first year when I did the Netra Tarpan camp, they used swimming goggles just without the glass.
Oh.
So they placed it on the patient, and they filled it up with Triphala Ghruta, which was obviously in a liquid form. And you keep it like that for some time, and then with a syringe, without the needle of course, and you take it out again.
Okay.
And then you massage.
How long you keep that?
It was for a minute.
Just
1 minute,
a minute
or 2 minutes, that is also enough. Yes.
No, because I remember in that it was not on the time basis. It was if the ghee starts coming from your nose, that means that
it has
passage
reached
through the nasolacrimal gland, it has traveled the pathway of the tears, and that is a good sign that okay, the the whole lubrication has been done. So maybe that would be a good way in measuring how long you can keep it. So my next question was, forget the goggles. Can we use this same thing again for Netra Tarpan?
No, we cannot, because you need to keep the ghee in your eyes. Like, you need to lie down, you need to wear those goggles, and then fill it up with ghee. And in that also if I
fill this with ghee, and if I keep it like this and just keep like this for till the time I have the ghee coming out in those, I can, right? Indian people are jugadu people. So I think one instrument for two can be used, right?
Yes.
Possible?
Okay. Yeah, it can
be done. At the end,
done.
the purpose is to apply or soak your eyes
in the
Triphala ghee. Again, it's Triphala ghee.
Yes.
Any particular reason, or the same reasons that we had?
The same, because Triphala is very good for the eyesight. So it is taken internally as well as for external use also. Triphala is much better choice.
Yeah, I think it's getting interesting here. And when it's getting interesting, I would like to go a little further, because when it comes to Ayurveda, we talk about doshas, and then we talk about doshas becoming out of control, and you have the Prakop, and then you have Prakop, you need to go for Panchakarma. So what's your take on Ayurveda, Panchakarma and eye care?
Okay, so in Panchakarma, no, you don't have to do all of the 5 karmas. I see patients coming and they say, we want to do the Panchakarma. It's not basically a choice that you have. It's basically for the physician to decide what is the disorder that is affecting you and what needs to be done for your health. So for the eyes, if you want to improve your eyesight, basically it is the pitta dosh, like I said. So to decrease the pitta, the karma that we use are basically virechan, which is good for the pitta. We have neta tarpan, nasya.
Nasya, I think, is very
Yes.
useful, right? And again, that would be with Triphala ghee, or there are specific for conditions you have a specific
Yes.
Nasya that you use?
We can use different for different individuals. Like Ayurveda diagnoses every individual differently. So it depends on the physician and your condition, like what he would like to prescribe to you. So there's even Yashti Madhughruta, like licorice. So even that can be used for nasya, where you apply 2-3 drops in both your nostrils every day.
Oh, that's interesting. And I just wanted to ask you that as a part of aging, because Ayurveda talks about rejuvenation always, and anti-aging is what it is. And one of the organs that really ages and that you can see is the lenses, the eyes itself. And cataract is one thing that everybody is going to, age with. So in Ayurveda, is there something called preventive methods to delay aging? Because you cannot stop it, but if it is already a cataract, can I use these same methods to reverse a cataract, or surgery is the only option?
I would suggest that if surgery has been suggested, you go for it. Because even Ayurveda, to be specific, Acharya Sushruta has mentioned surgeries even in those times. So if they have mentioned surgery as an option, then definitely it means that you need to go for it. Before that, if you're at a earlier stage, I would prefer that you take up preventive measures and try to avoid it. But if there is a stage where you cannot avoid it, it is better to do the surgery and then take some measures to not make it worse.
And I've always seen one thing that we Ayurveda people do and tell is, if you want to improve your eyesight, they take some brass vessel and with ghee and rub the feet. How is the soul connected to the eyes? Because you said about Shakespeare that eye is the gateway to the soul. Maybe is this the soul, S-O-L-E or S-O-U-L?
Yes, definitely. So we call it Padabhyanga. Pada means foot and Abhyanga means applying oil. So you must have seen this, that people apply oil on the feet and they massage it.
Yeah.
So because there are 2 veins that are said to start from your soles and it enters in both your eyes. Basically, it is...
is this philosophical or is it anatomical?
It is both.
Okay, it's both.
So I think it is even mentioned in yoga texts that there is Ida and Pingala Nadi, which means those are nerves that are present in your left and right eye that extend up to your soles. So even just keeping your feet clean, massaging it with oil, it is going to help improve your eyesight. It is very difficult to know. Somebody would question like how the feet are connected to your eyes, but this is how. And so even massaging your feet every day would help in relaxing your eyes. You will actually feel very relaxed on your eyes. The strain will be removed because of the Padabhyanga.
And what about Shirodhara or Shirobhyanga, or I think so they put the big cap and put, what is that called, Shirobasti?
Yes, that would be Shirobasti.
So all that is helpful for the eye?
Yes, it will help.
Okay.
Because it is going to help you relax. Any disorders, neck and above, are mostly affected by the kapha dosh actually. But if you are facing this because of the stress, because even stress leads to like your eyes will be strained, so Shirodhara and Shirobasti would also help. The main treatment also I forgot to mention was that in Panchakarma, other than Virechan, there is also Rakta Mokshan, which is bloodletting. Because when Pitta increases, it gets inside the blood and blood circulates everywhere. So it is a systemic disorder. So even by just doing this Rakta Mokshan, either it is leech therapy or just donating your blood, that will also reduce a lot of your symptoms related to eyes.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Now, so if we had to summarize and make it easy for all the viewers out there, that what are the tips that one would actually incorporate in their lifestyle so that they can take care of the eye health, as well as make sure that the supplements that they can take so that they can have a better eyesight. Because nobody is right now interested in wearing spectacles, and everybody is now going for the kind of surgery to remove the spectacles. But I still think that's not the right way. Taking care of your health. And one more I had to ask you is, does really carrot help? Because they keep on telling that you take your carrots and you can have a better eyesight.
Carrot can definitely help, but just because you want to get rid of your specs, you can't have a dozen carrots every day. So you need to limit yourself to how much carrot you're having. Maybe just a salad would be like half a carrot or one carrot. It would be enough. So that would help.
Is it because of the vitamin deficiency that they said carrots are good?
Yes. So for eyes, you require vitamin A, C, E. So if any food products that have these vitamins will definitely help with
So
your
name
eyesight.
some supplements that if we can add into our lifestyle that can help.
So we have sea buckthorn,
Mhm.
we have amla, the Indian gooseberry, we have triphala that I have already suggested.
And actually,
so-
we remember even IMSAM, they are promoting under the WHO, they promote spirulina. And spirulina has helped a lot of malnourished children, because if your eyesight problems are because of malnourishment, right nourishment can actually resolve that, especially night blindness. So when we have a right nutrition, I think it can surely help.
Yes, spirulina is also packed with proteins. So it is like a superfood,
Mhm.
and so definitely it will help in eyesight.
Yeah. And so now quickly before we call an end to this show, it is an interesting one, but some tips in terms of lifestyle change that people can incorporate from morning till evening, some discipline that they can follow from as an Ayurveda expert, something that you can share.
Okay, I have a few tips that I would like to suggest. Is that sleep on time, wake up on time, because even sleep deprived people, you will see that they have red eyes, swollen eyes, dryness. This increases because of the sleeping schedule. Second thing is, I would suggest that eat foods that are good for your health, even for your eyes. So incorporate good eating habits. The third thing I would suggest is make this small activity in your daily regime about Tratak, which you must have heard in yoga classes also. Tratak is a experiment where you light a candle or any diya, and you observe that point till your eyes start watering. So until your eyes start watering, you do not blink. And once you feel that you cannot hold your eyes just open anymore, then you can just shut your eyes, remove all the water, keep your eyes closed for a few seconds, and then do it again. So by doing this, you are focusing on one object. It helps the lenses also to adjust. It strengthens the eye muscles, and it will definitely improve your eyesight and maybe even reduce your specs number.
Fantastic. So let's, because you're a herbologist, let's play a little game before we go. The game of right and wrong. So you are a herbologist, so be sure. You said sea buckthorn.
Yes,
Good, bad?
it's good.
Okay. Triphala.
Triphala is good.
Very good or good?
Very good.
Very good. Okay. Moringa.
Very good.
Very good. Amlaki.
It is excellent.
Excellent. Okay. Shatavari.
Also good.
Good. And spirulina.
Spirulina also good.
Okay. Then we have some seeds like flax seeds.
Flax seeds will also definitely help
The
because it is
flaxseed
oil,
oil, yeah.
omega-3.
Then virgin
it is-
coconut oil.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good. Only yes. Good.
It's
Okay.
only
Okay. Good. Honey.
honey is definitely the best because your eyes are affected because of the kapha, and to get rid of that, honey works the best.
Okay. Draksha. That is your
Black resins. Black resins will also definitely help.
in the foods. Green gram.
Green gram is the one that will help.
Okay, so I think there are many things. Like I was going to end it up with ghee, but I know you're going to say very, very, very good, because that's how it is, right?
Yes.
Ghee. So ghee is clarified butter, and I think this is an interesting topic. People can take care of their body, they can take care of their organs, and that brings us to the end of another interesting session. And thank you, Dr. Aishwarya, for taking out time to share your insights and your expertise on the eye care through the lens of Ayurveda. And as we conclude, we have a lot of tips that if followed with discipline, because Ayurveda means discipline, if followed with discipline, can show it results over a period of time. And, we will continue our journey as we take one organ also at a time to see how beautifully, there are ways and means in which one can take care of his body. So until the next episode, have a wonderful day. See you. Bye-bye.